Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTR Season 2 here for round 5, yes, round 5, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And yeah, as you can tell, I am, just by the way, like how I'm talking, I've been recording pretty much all day, and I've just done the Chinese Grand Prix for FTR. Yep. If you haven't watched that, go watch it if you want to see some proper pain and suffering. Anyway, we're here for Baku, and this is a decent track for us. As you can see with our first banker, we actually do a 1:38.6, which puts us in P2. And now we're going out for our final lap. We're only doing 2 laps because me and Alex have a 2-stop strategy, which is much quicker than the 1-stop. What we found out, at least, it was a lot better than the 1-stop during our practice. But coming to start our lap, now there's a bit of front wing that we just, I think we nearly ran over it. Luckily, simulation damage is off. It's only on full damage, so that front wing wouldn't have given us a puncture. But now we're starting our final lap, going through turn 1. Now you want to lose all of the entry space and use all of the exit space. Running over the curbs, doing a Tony Hawk's grind on it. I don't know anything about skateboarding, so sorry. As Alex sets the fastest lap of 1:37.8. And now we've got to find like at least a second to that lap time, but our lap was pretty much at the start or like midway through the session. We're currently a 1/10.5 up, so we've lost a little bit of time through turn 4. But we get a decent exit, so we're gaining back as we go through sector 1. We've gone green, go through turns 6 and 7. I believe that's, yeah, I think that might be 6 and 7. Oh no, that's 5 and 6. That's turn 7. Go through turn 8, the castle section now. Weave it through there, thread the needle, lovely. We gained a lot of time through there compared to our previous best. We run a bit wide, we opened the steering not to invalidate our lap time, and we managed to keep the lap time. We're about 5.5 tenths up now. Going into the esports corner, we're going to absolutely chuck the car in, bounce over the curbs. There's a good run through there, but a pretty poor exit. We shifted up a bit too early. We're purple in the second sector. Now we've just got absolutely bolted down the straight. We've got half lap, we've got plenty of fuel left to complete this lap. We've got plenty of ERS. We're currently 6 tenths up, so it's going to be around a 6/10 improvement, just over a 6/10 improvement. And that is going to get us a 1:38. 1:38.063, and that's good enough for P2. Only 2 tenths behind our teammate. Wow, that was a very good lap, and I'm sure you can hear me say that I was very happy with that lap. It's the first Alfa Romeo 1-2 in qualifying, so it's going well. Hopefully we can convert this into a 1-2 in the race. We say hopefully. I was very worried about my internet connection all the way through the build up to this race. As you can see, I beat Casper by 1,000th of a second. Yeah, can't get much closer than that really. Well, it can't get closer than that, but whatever. So we're going to load up to the race now. We're going to be doing the 2-stop, going soft, medium, soft. I can tell you that Casper is going to be going soft hard, and as you look at the race director, there's only a 1.7 second difference in the strategy between the 1 and the 2-stop. But what that doesn't take into account is like his actual driver skill as the tyres get older. It just takes into account like what the game thinks. I can tell you that the softs from a practice race I did are insanely quick at the end, and the mediums as well are really quick in the middle stint. So the 2-stop is the preferred strategy. That's why me and Alex are doing it. This is what we spend our time doing instead of doing uni work. That's a joke. We don't do uni work. But yeah, I shall see you all for the start of the race, or you'll get to ride on board with the formation lap and see how me and Alex are communicating as he leaves the party, because we're having party issues because Xbox is incredible. But yeah, I'll join you all for the start of the race.
Is that better? Alex. Hello? Ah, you there, okay. Right, I'm pitting lap 6 and lap 20, is that good with you?
Mine's just 6 and 20.
Alright.
Oh,
So,
just get by whoever's in front. No.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I completely agree. I think with me, I do try and
I'm gonna
think
take a
before I
slow,
speak in terms of like I've got a lot
shot,
better
by
at
the way.
that. So like
Yeah. You two, let's fucking do this.
So here we are, we've lined up for the grid, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go after a very long hold. We get a pretty mediocre start. Alex gets a very good start, so he's leading going into turn 1. We're comfortably in second going into turn 1. Casper and Chris are battling because Casper got a pretty poor start, so Chris is going to go up the inside into turn 2. And now those two are battling, so me and Alex are going to try and pull away massively at the start. If me and Alex can break outside of 1 second come lap 3, that is pretty much game over for anybody else. That obviously depends on damage, but we just got to not get damage. And that's crucial. If it's just light damage, then it's fine, because we can just use each other to pull each other along, save ERS.
Alex said
that's the tactic we're doing. Us two, I think, take this a bit too seriously because we're very tactical when we think about things, thinking about ERS management, using each other to pull ourselves along. As Casper actually gets up the inside of Chris, who's spun. There's a bit of shenanigans and we've got wing damage.
Nope, got damage.
Yep, this is Spain 2.0 without the S.
Orange.
Yeah, we've got wing damage already, so I mean, it's going to hamper us. But I'm going to be communicating with Alex as we nearly get front wing damage again through the esports corner. Come lap 3, we're going to need to be within a second of Alex. He's going to be crucial. Not just for staying ahead of Casper, but Casper's going to have to burn so much ERS if he wants to pass me, and I'm in the DRS of Alex. As you can see, he's already burning a lot, so we're going to burn a little bit at the end of the straight here, just to keep him behind. So, I mean, it's not all too bad. If we can at least stay within DRS of my teammate, then it'll be okay, and I can change the front wing of the pit stops, and we shouldn't lose all too much time. But it's all about teamwork around here. Like, we're not in a massively close battle for the championship. It's not like it's like the last round and we're going to be selfish. You know, we're going to work together for the constructors. And even if it was the last round, us two have a very good relationship as teammates. Hashtag bromance. So we're able to work together extremely well and put the constructors above each other. Especially at this point when Alex has a ridiculously big lead over everyone else. So as we come on to lap 3 now, this is when DRS is enabled. And we're 1.3 seconds behind our teammate at this point. But what Alex is going to do, coming through his final few corners, as we take the esports corner, we actually gain quite a lot of time. I was being more risky here, just to get within DRS. Alex is actually going to put it in lean, and he's not going to use overtake. So he's actually going to let us tag onto DRS, not so we can overtake him, but so we can keep the position to Casper. And we were communicating this, just to get Alex, just to not accelerate as fast out the corner, or basically, the point is it's burning Casper's ERS. Casper is the main threat here because he's faster than both of us, at least in time trials, so we were mainly concerned about him. I'm not going to get past my teammate because that's a bit of a dick move to do. I'm just keeping Casper behind, and if we can do this, and this was, they were watching this battle on stream, Casper had used pretty much all of his ERS. And that's our main goal. If he does that, then we can have a lap where we save up all of ours and just go. Like, come the pit stops, if Alex decides to go for an undercut or an overcut, he'll minimise whatever Casper doesn't do. As you can see on lap 6, Alex goes into the pits, Casper does as well, so that leaves us with DRS to push for one more lap. We saved up a little bit of ERS. So, we are going to change our front wing. So it's going to cost us about 5 seconds as we come into the pits now. But as you can see, Alex is 15 seconds behind us. Minus the front wing change, we would probably re-emerge just behind Casper. I think, as you see. I think we would emerge either just in front of our teammate or just behind. As you can see there, we lost about maybe 6 seconds in the pit stop. As we compare that to the gap to Casper, it's about 6 seconds. So we would be around about where Casper is at the end of the pit stops. Now, he's on hard, he's doing the one stop as we get more front wing damage. Oh boys, it's going well, isn't it? Yep, I'm pushing far too hard. We get promoted back up into P3, there was economic berry pits. Casper's doing the one stop, so he doesn't have to make another stop, but he's got to take those tyres a ridiculous way to the race. Now we've got to lap 17 because nothing happened. Apart from now where we've got a virtual safety car. I believe someone tried to take the esports corner a bit too hard and broke their front wing. Now the VSC is ending. Me and Casper were sort of trading tyres. You can see the gap's only 5 seconds. We were sort of gaining occasionally, but then not gaining. And now on lap 19, we're going to go for the undercut on Casper. And we're going to change our front wing, bolt on a set of soft compound tyres. And hopefully, I mean, we're going to have to make up at least 30 seconds. But maybe we can pressure Casper into doing the two-stop. If Alex is able, because he's got a 7-second lead, if Alex is able to pressure Casper into maybe having to go for the two-stop or hold him up once he gets past him, then we might be within a shot of getting P3. But it's going to be difficult because we've had to change front wing twice. So we've lost at least like 12, 13 seconds because of it. We have exactly the same pit stop as last time, I think. So good consistency from the Alfa Romeo boys there. But now we've got a 27-second gap to Casper up ahead. And we're going to have to gain at least 3 seconds a lap to get anywhere close to him, which I don't think is doable. Now, as you can see, our teammate had pitted, and Raz Callum has actually retired from the race at the esports corner, his favourite corner on this track, and has put out the safety car. And I'm sure you'll be hearing in the background some very cut out and staticky profanity from Alex, because Alex was so annoyed at Callum rather, because what this does is this gives Casper a free pit stop, and it's going to be very line ball whether Casper can actually get into the pits and out on a fresh set of soft compound tyres before Alex overtakes him. The gap's about 10 to 13 seconds. And now we're just going to quickly sort out another party because Xbox is being incredible. But what I was doing at this point was I was communicating to Alex. I was basically telling him not to get annoyed because Casper doesn't actually have a fresh set of soft compound tyres. Because I think he did 3 runs in qualifying. So we technically have the tyre advantage. Alex will have the tyre advantage. So, excuse me, come the restart, because Casper's going to pit. You're not going to not pit. I was trying to effectively console Alex and explain to her that this is good, because it's going to bring Casper closer to you. And you should be able to get him, especially with the slipstream. We're not going to get DRS back because there won't be enough time left in the Grand Prix. But yeah, we might even be on for a P1-2 here. So we've got to hope as Alex actually gets past Casper. So this is good. Alex is now currently sat in P1, and Casper will be in P2, and I will be in P3 with, I believe it is Bastonator ahead of us in the Red Bull as a lapped car getting in the way. Yeah, it is. So on lap 23 now, and I'm showing this moment here because Bastonator braked at the exit of the corner, and in the interest of foreshadowing and being dramatic, he's going to do it again. And this time it's not going to go as planned. He accelerates and then brakes, and then I try and avoid him as much as possible, and we both pick up a 5-second penalty. So yeah, it's going well. But that penalty does get removed. So we don't have any other penalties apart from this one. So a 1-2 and a podium is still up for grabs, and that will be amazing for the championship and amazing for my confidence and motivation for the rest of FTR.
Yeah, it is.
And as you can hear me and Alex communicate, at this point, the reason I'm showing this is because Alex is actually telling me where he's thinking of going in terms of when he's thinking of restarting the race come the next lap, and it's in between these two overhead walkways. So this is the important thing here, is this level of communication is giving us a massive advantage. Now I know exactly when Alex is, I know within a decent gap of when Alex is going to go. So I can warm my tyres up and I can be ready for it. Casper and Bastonator won't, but Bastonator will get out of the way. As you can see, we're weaving here, trying to get temperature into the tyres. And now we're going to stop weaving, because we know that Alex is going to be going at some point after this board. And we're just getting ready, and Alex is gone, and now we've gone too. He caught Casper napping, we caught Bastonator napping, but he's a lapped car, he's going to pull out of the way, come the green flag. And now it's a straight 2-lap dogfight right to the end of the Grand Prix. Economic Bay dives up our inside, pushes us wide. He was a bit too late on the brakes, possibly with cold tyres, and he actually spins around. But we're going to ignore that now. Our main focus is to try and get past Casper. If a penalty comes because of that incident, which it doesn't, we've got to focus on it after the race. Now we've got to try and catch up to Casper. Me and Alex were discussing about what to do, whether for him to back Casper up in this middle sector to allow me to get closer, but we thought it too risky and Casper might actually get in front of Alex. So I just told Alex to bolt at the start and go and try and get us away as quick as possible. I'd try and get Casper on the restart, and now we've got a lap and a half left to go in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's very close between the top three. We don't have to worry about Websy and Oslo behind us. They're already nearly 2 seconds behind, and it's just a straight up fight between us three. This is going to be, anyone could win this race. If Alex picks up a penalty, Casper could win. If Casper picks up a penalty, we could get a 1-2. There's so many things that could happen in this final lap and a quarter here. Going through the esports corner, Casper doesn't take that line. I guess he's trying to play it safe with 2 laps left to go. So we're only 5 tenths behind him. We still got 90% ERS. Casper's burning a lot of his. We're saving ours, mainly for this straight. So we're going to burn a load here, and I assume Casper is too. So coming through the final few corners, they're just flat out, or just bendy straights really. As you can see, we're gaining heavily on Casper. We're going to maybe have a look. He's trying to stick in the slipstream of Alex. Alex is weaving. We've got massive overspeed on Casper. We run out of ERS out the line. We get fastest lap. We're going to go up the inside. Casper brakes quite late, and he actually slides across us. So I backed out of that move a little. I didn't fully commit to that. If I had, I probably ended in a collision for both of us. But now we've got 1 lap left to go. We've got 50% ERS. We're going to use a bit here to try and close up to him. We're not going to go for a move. We're going to have no way nowhere for ERS, so we turn it off here whilst Casper's still using his. This is all going to come down to this final straight. We're going to have to do a Valtteri Bottas or Lance Stroll come up to the racing line and hope that Casper burns his ERS in the unnecessary places. We've still got 50%. We've got more than enough for that final straight. I'm coming through the second sector now. We're still close to Casper. He uses a little bit of ERS on the exit of this corner to defend going into turn 7. We brake very late. We actually need to pound to the back of him, and that's going to cost us a lot of time as we had to avoid his car. Go through the castle section, take it quite easy as this is the last time that we're going through there. And now we're about 6 tenths behind. Now Casper's going to deploy a lot of ERS on this straight here. I deploy a little bit, then I turn it off. Casper is a second behind my teammate, so he's not going to have as effective slipstream as what we are. We used the esports corner. We nearly clattered into the wall, so it was a pretty poor run through there. And now we're 7 tenths behind. Casper's closed up massively to the back of Alex. Now we're going to deploy all of our ERS. This is going to take us all the way to the line. And now we're 7 tenths behind. Coming through here, 6.5 tenths, 6 tenths, 5.5 tenths. Now we're half a second behind Casper. His rear light starts flashing, and I think I've still got overtake. You can see we're gaining on him massively, coming up to the line, and unfortunately it's only going to be P3. But with the penalty applied, it was P5, but it does get removed. So we do get the podium back for the first double podium of Alfa Romeo. And even with a double podium, I was still apologising to Alex because I couldn't get Casper. If I'd have got the esports corner, right, that would have been a drag race up to the line, but I reckon we could have had Casper. I made too much of a mistake not riding the curbs enough on the esports corner. But yeah, finally some luck. We will get that third position back. Our first podium of season 2, our first podium since Russia last season. It's been 5 races without a podium, which kind of sucks, but oh well. But yeah, I will join you all for the standings after the race classification.
I'll share this, but it's going into turn 7. I couldn't see the braking sign on the race.
I think if that was 1 lap more, you probably would have got him with DRS as well.
Oh yeah, you gained so much time. I know you're like a second ahead of him at one point. I fucked up the bunny hop too.
It was the middle set. I had a really good middle set and I fucked it all in the esports corner.
Yeah.
I lost about 5 tenths because I was thinking, fuck it, let's be cautious. I was way too cool. I braked too early. I didn't even cut the corner.
Ay. Did I get fastest lap? Yeah, I did. Okay.
It must have been close between us a lot on. Oh, maybe not. But still.
God damn it. I finally broken my wing twice. Alright, well, I guess we go join them thingies.
So, as you can see there, that result moves us up into 7th place in the Drivers' Championship. We are now level on points with Casper. Alex's 4th win out of 5 races puts him 48 points clear of Websy in 2nd. Me and Casper finally starting to make our way up the drivers' table, and hopefully in the next few races we should at least be in the top 5. As you can see, it's quite a close fight. Websy's sort of got P2 a little bit locked down for the next remaining for the next few races rather. But it was quite a close battle for 3rd. Callum on 48, then Chris and Barry on 47, then myself and Casper both on 31. So it's going to be a close fight for the final for 3rd place in the championship. And as you can see, finally a good result for myself and a very good result for Alex, winning, boosting Alfa Romeo at this point. And hopefully this is the turning point for all 3 of us. Not just, I mean, I want, obviously we're fighting with Casper and I'm fighting with my teammate as well, but we want us to all start having good results and start making this a 3-way championship battle instead of just Alex running away with this one. We want to have fun, and Alex and myself, we want Casper to have some good luck so we can make this championship closer. But hopefully, come Mexico, maybe, just maybe, we can get a 1-2, maybe even get a win that's been eluding us for quite a while. So I'll join you all for round 6 at Mexico very soon.